So this might be a topic that I've hit on in a video before, but if I did, I think it was long enough ago. I'm gonna bring it up again, and it's a very minor topic, and it's just that I have been raised to always finish whatever food is around. That could mean sitting down for a meal. If there's a serving of food left, I'll probably finish it off right there while it's fresh and make the excuse that either, oh, well, it's good now, it won't be as good later, or I'll say, oh, it's not really enough for us to share later, for someone to have later as another meal, when it usually is in most cases. Or more commonly than that, like actually finishing a meal on the spot. Whereas most of my things with a meal on the spot is my own meal, I will always finish completely. There's very, very few times where I'll leave like a little bit left, like not enough to take home. Sometimes I'll eat almost exactly half of whatever I ordered and take the other half home. That's, if it's a really, really large meal or for some reason I wasn't hungry. But in most cases I do finish whatever I eat and every little bit of it, because in my mind, I think it comes down to a money thing I was kind of raised with, to be somewhat frugal with money, especially when it comes to food for some reason. And that's why, I don't know, I'll go out to eat half the food, bring the other half home, and that other half of food will get eaten by someone eventually. Even if I don't want it, I will find a way to eat it, just because, I don't know, it's just how I was raised. And that same thing goes for food within my own house. When we make, say, pasta one night with 3/4 of jar of sauce, because we're just cheap and lazy and wanted to use a pre-done sauce rather than making our own, I will save that quarter jar of sauce and use it eventually for leftover pasta or leftover meal at some point, until the point where it gets so old we need to throw it out. But that usually doesn't happen. Usually I find something to eat that little bit of leftover sauce with, or I'll mix multiple little ends of sauce together and put it onto a meal. Same thing with most of my food in general. If there's only a tiny bit left, I'll mix it with other things and make it into a meal. For example, the way I like my when I make tacos at home, I usually use couscous instead of rice, which I know sounds a little weird, but just finer, and I was able to find one that kind of tastes well with like a taco style taco meat and the salsa and all that. There's a couscous that tastes decent with that. And the way I figured that out is just by having leftover taco meat from tacos one night and leftover couscous from a different night, and mixing it together and making myself a little burrito out of that, basically. So yeah, I don't know why this just kind of crossed my mind, because today for dinner I was eating odds and ends of leftover food from the past week as my meal for dinner. And I just don't think it's something that is necessarily normal for every house. I don't think it's bad or anything like that, but this feels like one of those things I have a gut feeling at most houses. If there's a little bit of leftover food, you usually just toss it, or just maybe make less. I don't really know. But in any case, I guess that's it for this video. I'll wrap it up here. As always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in tomorrow's episode.